you're almighty. God, you're almighty. And Father, I worship you. El Shaddai. God, you're almighty. God, you're almighty. And Father, I worship you. I worship you, yeah. Father, I worship
Yo, how's everybody doing on this Friday?
Lord, I worship.
Pray everybody's doing all right. Kind of an early accountability check, man. A little earlier than usual, but it's all good, you know. Hope everybody had a great weekend thus far. You guys know what we do. Now, it's a little early, but I still want everybody to check in, man. Everybody check in. Y'all know what we do. Excuse me. On accountability checks, we shout out our name, shout out where you from. So, guys, you know how we do. Shout out your name, shout out where you're from. This is accountability check. Early, but I probably will still come back on later on. I have kind of a busy day ahead, so I'm kind of doing an early version, but I probably will do another one later on as well. But I did promise somebody, well, not somebody, but I did talk about the title of this is going to be, you know, healing from a broken heart. So I'm definitely going to talk on this, 'cause I think it's important, man. Not only knowing how to deal from a broken heart, but also knowing how can I say this? I've been on both ends of the effects of you know, dating somebody with a broken heart, and also being on the end of how that affected me. So I'm just gonna be sharing a quick 5 ways how a broken heart can hinder you. 5 ways a broken heart can hinder you. So I'm gonna talk on that real quick. But for those that this is your first time checking in, my name is Derek Cuffey, coming to you from Baltimore, Maryland, on this early version of Accountability Check, where we discuss 3 main topics. The 3 topics are: we talk about our single season, understanding that our single season is not a punishment, it's not the it's not the end of the world. Our single season is merely a place where God has us to truly work on us to be the best we can be for the kingdom first, and secondly, be the best we can be for our future spouse. Secondly, we talk about dating with purpose. Some people say courting, but we want to say you want to date with the right intentions. That's not playing games with somebody. It's not dating for your own selfish motives. But as believers, the mindset should be dating somebody with the intent to marry, not just dating somebody for years on end, and you got like 5 years in and you're looking for a ring, and that joint is not happening. So you want to date with the right intentions. And thirdly, we talk about sexual purity. Sexual purity. For those that don't know, I always share my testimony. For those that don't know, my wife will be the first woman ever I will have sexual intercourse with. That is in no way, shape, or form saying that I am perfect. That is no way, shape, or form saying that, hey, what's going on? I can't. Shout out. I'm sorry, it's been a minute. Shout out your name and shout out where you're from. It's definitely been a while. Oh, Natia, what's going on? How you doing? But yeah, my wife, man, will be the first woman I will ever have sexual intercourse with. Along the way of dating, though, I made a ton of mistakes along the way, and it has nothing to do with me. It's totally the grace of God that has kept me from the mistakes that I allowed myself to get into. A lot of times we have to be honest with ourselves, with the situations we put ourselves in. Because the Bible talks about God will allow a way out, a way to get out of temptation, but the thing is, do we always take that method out? So it's nothing but the grace of God that has kept me, and I thank God for him. And when I share my testimony, it's to show men as well that when it comes to sexual purity, when it's about waiting for marriage to have sex, God calls us as men as well to wait. This isn't just something that's directed towards women. For us as men, God calls us all to sexual morality. So I share my testimony. Ladies, there are men out here that's living to that standard, so please don't think there's no men out here that will truly respect you and honor you while dating and leading towards marriage. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Again, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I thank God for keeping me along the way, because I could have been there were some times I just wanted to be trifling and say, forget this, and I'm about to go ahead and just be ratchet, but I'm not about that life, so hallelujah. So let's get into this, man. The title, just like I said, healing from a broken heart. Good men are still out there. Yeah, man, they still out there. There's a lot of great brothers in the group. For those that don't know, we have a group on Facebook called No Singles Left Behind. A lot of great men of God on there. A lot of great men of God. And there's a lot of great women out there. So they're out there. They're out there, fellas. There are great women out here. Ladies, there are great men out here. We have to, I had to look at that list that we have. I got to adjust that list just a little bit, but they're out there. Don't adjust your standards, but look at that, list a little bit and see if you're being realistic. Oh, we got Mother of the Usher Board up in here. What's going on? Derek, you should attend the Men Cave Conference next year. I'll look into it. I definitely gonna look into it. I gotta reach out to him too. Isn't that the one Cornelius does? I think that's the one Cornelius Lindsay does. I'll definitely think about it though. Yeah, I gotta look into it. It's in Atlanta too? I think that one's in Atlanta also. So I'm gonna look into it. But yeah, man, healing from a broken heart. Okay, healing from a broken heart. This is a topic this year. My God, this year has been a very interesting year for me. It's been a lot emotionally and spiritually. It's been a lot for me. Okay, and for those that know, from last year to early this year, in a few months, I was in a relationship. It ended. It didn't. It ended. And for me, it took a big toll on me, from a point to where I didn't care about relationships. I didn't care about marriage. I didn't care about anything, because when you're hurt, you don't think rationally at all. When you're hurt, you don't think rationally at all. So before getting into another relationship, or before even considering dating again, you truly have to make sure that your heart is mended and healed. Okay. So for me, I went through the process, because like I said, I was on both ends. I was in a relationship with somebody who didn't fully heal from past hurt. And then because of that relationship ending, I was then on the end of it, to where then I was hurt, and I almost acted in a way to where I inflicted that hurt onto others, So I'm going to share just 5 quick ways that a broken heart can truly hinder you if you don't truly allow God to deal with that, okay? And just a few scriptures to go off of real quick. So it's 3 scriptures that I want to go off of, okay? And I'm going to talk about that right there. That phrase right there, I'm going to talk about that as well, okay? So we have Psalms 34:18, okay? Psalms 34:18. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in the spirit. This one right here helped me out a lot, okay? The book of Psalms 34:18. 34:18. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Psalms 147:3. Psalms 147:3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. One more. Proverbs 4:23, okay? Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. So right here, I think with that scripture in Proverbs, it shows the importance of truly guarding your heart before truly getting in a relationship with somebody and opening up your heart fully. You have to be careful who you open up your heart to, because once you give somebody your heart, it's a fragile thing. When you love somebody and say you love somebody, they now have the potential to truly guard your heart, or just completely shatter it and break it. you know. So when you, like, fellas, when you love somebody, when a woman says they love us and we love them and we now have her heart, we as men have to be so careful with that thing, because a heart is a fragile thing, man. A heart is a fragile thing. So we have to handle that thing with care. Like, really handle that thing with care, because we now have the potential to truly break somebody's spirit or truly uplift them and protect it, you know? So with these three scriptures really helped me after my breakup. It helped me after my breakup. But once again, I saw the effects of a broken heart in somebody else. I was on the end of not fully being healed. You still hindered by a lot of past things, a lot of baggage and things of that nature. So with these 5, I'm going to start going into the 5 things how a broken heart can hinder you, okay? So number one, one way a broken heart can hinder you. It can hinder your relationship with God and your purpose. Off the back, a broken heart, man, like I said, a broken heart will not have you think rationally. Your so-called heart, man, we're so focused on that hurt, and I'm speaking for me. I was so focused on that hurt, I didn't read my word. I think I missed church for a little bit. My prayer life was almost to a halt, to a degree, because I was so hurt, and a broken heart can truly weigh you down. So if you don't allow God to really bind up your wounds and heal you, your relationship with God can really suffer. And once your relationship with God suffers, then your purpose along with that will suffer as well. Because all you're thinking about is that broken heart. You keep thinking about, okay, what happened? What did I do? That was the biggest issue that I had. I kept looking at what did I do. In all honesty, I'm never going to say I was in a relationship and I was perfect. I'm not going to say that. But I was the one in a relationship that wanted to stay, fight, grow. I wanted to fight for the relationship. So you have a person that want to fight for it, you have a person that doesn't. I wanted to fight. But because it ended, I kept saying, what did I do? Because of that weight, my relationship with God suffered. My purpose, I was about to turn this whole Periscope thing off. I just did not care. I did not care. But how am I going to allow that situation to affect my relationship with the only person that can mend and heal my heart? You know, and a lot of times that's how the enemy will get us. If he's truly this loving, merciful God, how can he allow your heart to be broken? Why would he do this to you? So a lot of mind games started coming into play with this, you know. So with a broken heart, if you're in a relationship, it ended, it was your fault, it wasn't your fault, take that time to truly allow God, man, to mend your wounds. Allow that time for self-evaluation, because whether you are the person that ended the relationship or somebody ended the relationship with you, there's always a period for self-evaluation to see what you could have did differently. I look back, there's a lot of things I could have did differently, but at the same time, you can't force somebody to stay if they don't want to stay. And that's how you have to look at it. With any relationship, you cannot force somebody to stay if they don't want to. Plain and simple. So, if you don't truly allow God to heal you from that hurt, it can definitely jeopardize your relationship with Him and your purpose. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, a second way a broken heart can hinder you, your views of the opposite sex. Man, I looked at every female like she was the devil. My trust issues, man, I was like, it had to be God that will put me in a position or even a mindset to consider dating again. I didn't trust no female. Especially because a lot of women don't think men are emotional. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care how tough a guy portrays. I don't care how tough a man tries to put on the front. Ladies, we are emotional creatures. Don't let no man tell you different. I don't care how tough he is. We men are emotional creatures. So for me, I had excuse me, I had a lot of trust issues, you know. So I viewed all women in the same category. If you're not careful, you will end up putting, fellas, you'll end up putting a lot of great women in the same category as that woman that broke your heart. Ladies, you're going to put a lot of good men in the same category is that brother that broke your heart. Don't allow a broken heart to have your views of the opposite sex all jacked up. We can't put everybody in the same category based on the actions of a few. That was one of the first mistakes I made. And my ex, she was a single mom. I was like, man, I'm not dealing with single moms again. I was just like, I'm not dealing with it. Because when we deal with a bad experience with a particular type of person, we want to avoid that again, because all we think about is that bad experience with that particular type of person. So if I dated somebody that was a bag of apples, let's just say, I don't know, a person that was a bag of apples, then you see other people, and you see another person that's like the same exact thing with those bag of apples, you're going to avoid that. That's like if you go to a restaurant. I went to a restaurant, I eat a certain place, I got food poisoning. I'm not going to go to another restaurant again because I fear I can have that food poisoning again. But every single restaurant is not the same. You see what I'm saying? So I can't put that restaurant in the same category as a restaurant in another town. That's not fair. We can't do that to each other. That person who you're trying to put in the same category could be that person that God can send in your life to turn your life around, but you still put them in that same category. You still put them in that same category. So don't allow a broken heart to have you change your views of the opposite sex. And a lot of times also, if we're not careful, this is how homosexuality can creep into our spirit as well. We look at it as, okay, with ladies, like, I'm tired of men. I'm tired of men in general. So you gravitate towards women. Because you figure, okay, I've been hurt by men so much, maybe I can find somebody that can relate to me, understand me, another woman. We're the same. We can think the same. We process things the same. So if we're not careful as well, that can be a way for the spirit of homosexuality to creep into our spirit. So we had to be careful with that. Allow God to truly mend and heal your heart, man. Because trust me, it can really jack up how we view the opposite sex. Okay? Number 3, a third way that a broken heart can hinder you. A third way how a broken heart can hinder you. You will inflict your hurt onto others. A third way a broken heart can hinder you is by inflicting your hurt onto others. I was on the receiving end of this because since my ex did not fully heal from her stuff, that hurt was inflicted onto me. It's not right for somebody to be collateral damage of our past. If I met somebody new and I inflict a whole bunch of stuff and hurt onto them, I'm getting into arguments because they did something that reflected somebody from my past, they're collateral damage of my hurt. That's not right. Once healed, all past acts, all things from the past have no relevancy. They're irrelevant. I think I said that right. But I can't blame somebody from the actions of another person. That doesn't even make sense. So instead of even having a good time, truly getting to know this person, I'm having trust issues. I'm analyzing every little thing they do and say, dang, that's what so-and-so did. Wow, she doing the same things that so-and-so did. So now I'm looking at her with the side eye because I'm still reflecting on past acts from somebody else that I wasn't healed from. Once again, I was on the end of that. My ex, trust issues because things that wasn't fully resolved. Little things that I did that didn't even make sense because she wasn't fully healed. Arguments, just dumb stuff. Hurt people. Because some people are so hurt, that's all they know. And a lot of times you can't blame them because sometimes the hurt that they receive, it wasn't right for them to receive that hurt either. So because some people are hurt so much, that's all they know. They don't know how to receive love the right way. They don't know how to show love the right way because they receive hurt so much. They receive a dysfunctional type love. So I'm not bashing my ex. I'm not saying that. But all I'm saying is we have to be honest enough with ourselves to know when we are still healing. We have to be honest with ourselves to know that God is still working on me. And right now, if I get in a relationship, if I date somebody, all I'm doing is I'm going to contaminate them with my hurt and my pain. I'm not in a position to love them the way they need to be loved. I'm not in a position to love them the way they deserve to be loved. So, don't allow your hurt to be inflicted onto others. Don't allow others to be collateral damage of your mess. Allow God to mend your hurt, them scars, those wounds. Don't inflict your hurt and all, because that's also, if you're not careful, you're also transferring spirits, man. You gotta be careful of that. The spirit of anger, the spirit of bitterness, the spirit of being envy, all that is transferring onto others because your hurt is infecting them. Allow God to heal your heart, man. Allow God to heal your heart. The fourth way a broken heart can hinder you, number 4. A broken heart can hinder your spouse. Now, that's pretty straightforward. A lot of people that's been on here, a lot of people that's been in our group, No Singles Left Behind on Facebook, a lot of people desire to be married. There's no way you can be married with a broken heart. Who are you going to give your heart to? The longer you hold a grudge, the longer you're angry, the longer it takes you to truly heal, you're hindering your spouse. Now, I'm not saying rush past that process. I'm not saying that at all. Don't rush past that process. But once again, when we're brokenhearted, when we are brokenhearted? I'm not trying to sound uneducated on here, my God. When we have a broken heart and we're not healed fully, once again, we don't think rationally. So, for me, because I was hurt, the first thing I did was, what's the first thing we do when we get hurt? We find a rebound. I did that. The first girl that I realized that was into me, I milked that. Like, I allowed that to feed my ego because I was hyped. I'm like, all right, somebody likes me. I kind of like her, but right now she's more into me than I am into her. So I'm going to milk it and kind of just rock with it, you know? And it felt good because after somebody leaves you, first thing you want is that validation from another person. So, but feeding off of that, because a lot of times we know a rebound is not the one that God has for us. So the fact that I was entertaining that for some time, all that does is push my spouse further away. Because all you have is the rebound. So the rebound is blocking my spouse. If you're looking for your spouse and you're dealing with the rebound, how you going to find your spouse if you're dealing with a rebound? How you going to find your spouse if you're still just dating to fill that void? So allow God to truly heal your heart. Allow God, once again, to truly, man, I'm talking about, it takes a lot, man. Like, we can't underestimate. A lot of times we think we're ready when we're not. A lot of times we think we're ready, but we're not. And the thing is, that's okay. We can't rush. Who God has for you is for you. Nobody else can have your spouse. Who God has ordained for your life is for you, and they're not going anywhere. Allow God to heal your heart. Take that time. Take that time. There's no rush to get past that process, because if we try to rush that process just for the sake of being in a relationship, there's going to be vital steps that we miss, and there's going to be deep hidden scars that we didn't know about. So we need that time. We need to truly understand that process to allow God to work with us. Because we don't, we're going to miss steps, and we're still going to take that hidden hurt into a relationship, and that's going to be toxic for your next relationship. So allow God to heal your heart, because you're going to hinder your spouse. Don't deal with them rebounds. Don't deal with them rebounds, man. I'm a witness. It feels good for that moment, but I'll look back like, why did I? Like, I look back and like, she was nice. I'm not knocking. I was just like, what? Like, why did I was like, why did I do that? Like, I had to ask myself, like, why did I do that? That's not of God. So yeah, so you gotta be careful with those rebounds, man, because those rebounds, they'll look good too. Rebounds ain't ugly. I'm just saying. Okay. It's been kind of crazy. It's been a trunk that's been open the whole time. My question is, how do we stop our blessing? What do you mean? I mean, we stop our blessings from just straight disobedience. That's one way how we stop our own blessing. We stop our blessing from straight disobedience. We stop our blood like with things that we pray for. A lot of times we don't pray for the right things. The Word of God says a lot of our prayers go unanswered because we pray with the wrong motives. So a spouse isn't that made a way of leading us closer to the Lord? Hold on, say that one more time, bro. Can you rephrase that? It's been a car. I'm at a hotel. It's like a car that's in front of me, and the trunk has been open the whole time. Like, literally, the trunk is like popped open. It's crazy. I thought somebody was coming back. I don't know. I'm watching it. I'm keeping guard. There's like stuff in there, so I'm keeping guard. But it's just the trunk is open. It's crazy. But yeah, ask that question again, dude. And this song is dope. This is El Shaddad, man, from one of Lecrae's early. This is from one of Lecrae's early albums. It's El Shaddad. This one is hot. But yeah, man, bro. Okay, so the last one, number 5. Okay, as a spouse from the Lord, isn't that relationship becoming stronger as the Lord placed that in our lives? A spouse can aid us in our walk, but a spouse isn't the end-all, be-all to our relationship with God. I mean, that's what the Holy Spirit is there for. You can learn from one another. You can definitely learn from one another, but my relationship with God isn't dependent on the woman He has in my life. Honestly, the woman He has in my life is going to be dependent on my relationship with God. Depending on my relationship with God, my prayer life, me reading His Word, me hearing from Him, it'll be more easier for me to order my steps to where then I can come cross paths with my wife. You see what I'm saying? With our future spouses. Our spouses isn't our relationship with God isn't dependent on our spouse. It's the other way around. But our relationship with God shouldn't be dependent on blessings at all, because real talk, God has already done enough for all of us. So it shouldn't be, okay, God, give me a spouse. My relationship with God will bring fruit of whoism. Yeah, I mean, because it's like, we shouldn't, God isn't Santa Claus, So it's not me, okay, God, I'm going to church now. God, I'm reading your word now. Where's my blessing? No, we're called to do that. Once we accept Christ in our life, we're now disciples. We're supposed to go out to the world and spread His gospel anyway. Waking up, me opening my eyes in the morning and waking up, that's a blessing enough. That in itself is a blessing, But along the way, because God is such a gracious God and a loving, merciful God, along the way, He will bless us, because that's just the type of God He is, All right, last one, man. Last one, number 5. Last one. It's not about a gift. I was just curious. Yeah, man. Like I said, I appreciate your question. Number 5. The fifth and last way, and there's a lot of ways, but I just wanted to do these quick 5. Number 5, the fifth way a broken heart can hinder you. Bitterness towards other couples and friends who are married and dating. Man, I love my friends, but when I got out of my relationship, man, I did not want to see not one photo of y'all with a ussy. I didn't want to hear not one more friend talking about, oh, he said yes, she said yes, she proposed. I didn't want to see couples in front of me holding hands. Man, I was so bitter. I was hating on everybody. Man, I was so salty. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was so angry. And I'm just being honest. I didn't care. Some people I just met this girl. She was amazing. Oh my God. I'd be man, she probably got bad credit. She probably got a criminal record, man. She probably doing drugs right now. I would just destroy everybody's happiness because I was so bitter. Because I was so mad. I just didn't care. I was she probably got 12 kids. I was so petty. I just didn't care. I was mad. I was so bitter towards everybody. I did not care. I see couple, I said, I told you all the time, be couple, couples holding hands. Man, I walk right between that joint. Excuse me. I was so angry. But how am I gonna be bitter to other people's happiness. You see what I'm saying? Because once I get in a relationship, like with me, I don't want people to be bitter at me with my relationship. When I get married and my time comes for God to bless me and I'm walking down the aisle, I don't want nobody praying and wishing bad things against me. I don't want nobody to be bitter towards me. I want people to be genuinely happy for me. So dealing with a broken heart, like God isn't going to bless you with a relationship. I was serious. I was so petty. But like God isn't going to bless you with a relationship when you are secretly hating and being envious of your brothers and sisters. Like, as believers, we should be happy. Like, we should be genuinely happy when others are blessed. We cannot be mad at others when they are blessed while we are waiting. We are supposed to be patiently waiting. Genuinely happy and wait on the Lord. Be of good courage and He shall strengthen our hearts. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and He shall strengthen our hearts. So we should be able to wait and really just trust God. So our faith should be in a place where we can trust God so much that we are like happy in advance for the blessings that He's going to bring into our life. But I can't be mad at other people because my relationship didn't work out. So God is going to bless me with a spouse if I'm hating on other people. I don't want nobody to do that for me. So allow God to heal you from that past hurt, man. I'm telling you, that bitterness, being jealous and envious of other people, not a good look. It's so not a good look. And we got to be careful with that, you know? So we definitely have to be careful because our heart can be a tricky thing, man. We could think one way, but God knows our hearts. I could put a smile on my face and be like, God bless you, I'm happy for you. But man, our heart can say a whole different story. That's why it bugs me when people say, the church cliche, God knows my heart. The Lord knows my heart. Every time we do something stupid, the Lord knows my heart. God knows my heart. Yeah, He knows your heart, but does He love what lies in your heart? He knows your heart, but does He love what lies in your heart? I stopped saying, I try to catch myself when I say that. Because a lot of times there's some things, because we're human, we're in the flesh, there's a lot of things I have to let die daily. And I know when I always used to say that cliche, I know there's a lot of things that was in my heart that was not pleasing to God. So remember when you say that, the Lord knows my heart. Okay, what's in your heart though? Does He love what's in your heart? But yeah, man, that was it. Like I said, just a quick 5, quick 5 ways a broken heart, like I said, could truly hinder us, man, in a lot of ways. And like I said, not just, finding a spouse. But like I said, number one, a broken heart can hinder our relationship with God and our purpose. Number 2, a broken heart can hinder our views of the opposite sex. Like how we look at the opposite sex by putting everybody in the same category. Like once again, like ladies, because you had a bad situation with a brother does not mean every single other brother is going to treat you the same way, fellas. And for me, I had to learn this, like I said, because the way my relationship ended, I looked at a lot of the same type of women I put them all in the same category. I was just like, forget it, I was done with y'all. And like I said, if you're not careful, once again, that's how the homosexuality spirit can creep in if you're not careful. Okay. Number three, the third way a broken heart can hinder you, you can inflict your hurt on others. I'm a strong believer that hurt people, man. Hurt people. It's not right to allow others to be the reciprocate of just hurt and pain and misery. We can't want other people to feel what we feel. That's what I think we have. It's like, I don't want nobody to be happy. Because I got hurt so bad, I want everybody to feel what I feel. I don't want nobody to be happy. What type of mindset is that? We can't do that. Number 4, the fourth way a broken heart can hinder you, you're hindering your spouse. God isn't going to bless you with that man or woman of God that you desire until you, like, why the heck is God going to bring your husband or spouse and all you're going to do is just drive them crazy with your mess? You're going to chase them away. They're going to be like, God, they're not ready. They need to cook some more. Put them back in the oven. Let them simmer. Put them back in that crock pot. Let them simmer. Keep them working on that heart, Lord. I don't want them yet, So that can hinder your spouse if you're not ready, okay? And number 5, the last and 5th way, a bitter heart, man. A bitterness towards others. A broken heart can truly make you bitter towards other couples. We have to be genuinely happy for others, man, that's getting married. Because God, I truly believe God watches us and how we react to other people and their blessings. And not even blessings with couples and marriage, just in general. When your friend, they get a new car, you still driving your hoopty. I thank God that you were blessed. You got a new job, I didn't. You got a new job, I got fired. Man, let's be real. I got fired, but you just got a new promotion. I thank God for your promotion because you're my brother and sister in Christ and I genuinely love you. I thank God for your promotion. We can't be bitter towards others, man. So allow God to heal your heart. And a lot of times with a lot of these things, we don't know or we don't see it. We don't know, we don't see it because we're so blinded by that hurt. So if you came out of a relationship, whether you ended it, where you was the person that was doing a lot of these things because of what happened to you in your past, or if you was on the end of it, ask God to heal your heart, man. Truly ask God if there's anything that's hidden deep within me that I don't even see or that I don't even realize. Ask God to reveal it and allow God to heal it, man. Because you don't want to infect other people with that. You don't want to contaminate other people with your burdens, with your, not your sin, but with your burdens, with your hurt, with your pain. Allow God to truly mend those, man. Because trust me, I've been on the end of it, and it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling to be receiving hurt and a whole bunch of other foolishness from another dude's action. Like, I'm not him. Like, you're not the person that hurt them, so why are you on the end receiving it? That's not fair and that's not right. So let's actually truly seek God, man. And the 3 scriptures that I went off of before I go, Psalms 34:18. Psalms 34:18. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Psalms 147:3. Psalms 147:3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. The last one, Proverbs 4:23. Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Above all else, guard your heart. Everything you do flows from it. That scripture is very, very vital. Be careful who you open up and give your heart to. Be very careful. Truly seek God. Use discernment when you're thinking about dating somebody, being in a relationship with somebody. Man, the heart is a fragile thing. And the more and more we give it to people that's not qualified to handle it, the more and more we give our heart to people that's not going to handle it with care, we're doing more damage than good. It's better to wait, trust God, and allow God to reveal the person that's able to handle your heart. You know? So that was it, man. Like I said, I just wanted to share that real quick, and I pray it was a blessing to you. If you can, thank you guys for the hearts. But if you can, please share this, man. Just share this real quick, because I think there's some people that could be blessed by this, because I know it took me a while to understand the importance of having a healed heart. Like I said, man, I was bitter. I was angry, a lot of confusion. But I thank God for a renewed mindset. I thank God for truly working on me, because now I'm in a position to where not only am I ready to receive love, but I'm ready to love again. A broken heart could prevent you from even wanting to love again, you know? So I do thank God for that. But yeah, I'm about to get up out of here, man. But I thank God for you guys logging on and checking in. I probably will be back later on tonight. I'll probably be back on later on tonight. But thank you guys, you know? I will holler at you later. Everybody have a good day. Be safe. And enjoy the rest of your Friday.
Jesus, I worship you.